All right, so for your warm-up, you were supposed to use the word bank to identify the highlighted parts of each sentence and figure out which figurative language is being used. So let's take a look at the first one. The meteors whizzing in the sky are so bright that I can read by them. This is an example of an onomatopoeia because the word whizzing almost sounds like its meaning. Therefore, it's an onomatopoeia. Okay. Number 2. Your threats don't scare me, Cassius, because I'm so secure in my honesty and integrity that they pass me by like a weak breeze. If you thought it was simile, you're not wrong because there is a simile being used in this sentence, like a weak breeze. However, the highlighted part is referring to personification because honesty and integrity are non-human objects and they cannot pass by like a weak breeze. Therefore, it is personification. Okay. Number 3. But I am as immovable as the northern star, whose stable and stationary quality has no equal in the sky. This is an example of a simile because it's comparing a person to a northern star using the word as. So it is a simile. O world, you were the forest to this deer, and this deer, O world, was your deer. So the highlighted part is a metaphor. O world, you were the forest to this deer. It's comparing the world to the forest. Therefore, it's a metaphor because it's not using like or as. All right, let's move on to 5. Men have become brutish beasts and lost their reason. Become brutish beasts is an alliteration because it's starting with the same consonant sound, B, 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 and it's being repeated. So it is an alliteration. All right, last one. Go ahead, rage till your proud heart breaks. So this is an exaggeration, an extreme one at that, because he's not going to rage and then cause his heart to break. So he's trying to prove a point. Like, just go ahead, get it out of your system, rage until your proud heart breaks to pieces. Therefore, it's in the hyperbole. All right, so just check how well you did. Compare this key to your warm-up and change whichever ones you got wrong to the proper ones. And if you need to, look at your notes to help you explain why you got it wrong. Some of these were a little tricky, and you were just introduced to some of these common figurative language terms, so if you didn't get them right, that's okay. It was just practice. So now that we've gone over briefly what figurative language is and identified some more examples, you guys are going to practice on your own with some assignments. So you may go get those from the substitute. All right.